What's up, VC? Kieran here. Vibing with the blues, on the blues tip. So I made my rural folk and blues video last week, and Shaun was nice enough. He was feeling the blues. He was vibing on the blues tip. Glad to see you that you like the blues, Shaun. And he made a video and showed me some stuff. So I didn't actually show many of my blues LPs. I was showing some more, some prison songs, some rural kind of recordings, and some folky stuff. I showed a couple blues LPs, so I thought, since Shaun made that response and he likes the blues, and there must be some other people out there that are on the blues tip as well, I thought I'd just run through a few of my blues LPs. I don't have a huge blues collection because a lot of the good blues, the originals, are expensive, and I just haven't been able to justify the $40 price tags on a lot of the LPs. But I have some compilations and stuff that I'll just show you. So Shaun, I hope you enjoy this, and everyone else watching. So this is one that I picked up in London years back when I was just getting into record shopping. I had a day in London and I went to a few record stores that I'd looked up online. And this is Jazz Gilliam, Got to Reap What You Show. And this was cheap, it was £5. What attracted me to it was the cover. Love this cover. And this is what we're listening to in the back. I really, really enjoy this. So it's not someone I know. I'm sure he's well known, but I had never heard of him. And this is dope, kind of just old blues. This is on RCA International, and I don't know what year. There's early recordings from 1936 and 37, but this is not what these are anyway. Next one. This is a compilation picked up a few months back. Just an impulse buy. I saw it on the shelf and it intrigued me. It's called Ghost Woman Blues, and it's country blues from 1927 to 1952. And what intrigued me, I love country blues, old blues, especially stuff, from the 30s and kind of Robert Johnson-esque type stuff. And I didn't know a lot of the artists on here. Actually, I don't know that I knew any of them. So I thought I'd pick it up and check it out, and I was not disappointed. So you have Bucka White, Tommy Johnson, Frank Hutchison, Two Poor Boys, William Harris, George Carter, Willie Brown, Long Sleeve Red and Little Harvey Hall, Washington White, Henry Sims, Dick Reinhardt. So those are the artists, and I didn't know any of them. So, and I love this music from this period. So I grabbed it, and I was not disappointed. I'm sure the real blues heads know those artists. This is good stuff. This is a Big Worldbronzy record I picked up. You can see it's all tape, but it was cheap. And it's on Verve. So last session, part 1. So this is later recordings. These are from the 60s. But this is good stuff. Key to the Highway on here. Joe Turner Blues, Boogie Woogie Blues, CC Rider, Swing Low Sweet Chariot. So this was a cool find. I guess it's from a radio station on Verve. Next one is an artist that I've seen in concert a couple years ago. That absolutely beautiful, beautiful performance, something really special, and it's Eric Bibb. And I didn't have any of his LPs, and this is still the only one I have, but this is one of his early LPs, if not his first. This is River Road, Eric Bibb and Bert Divath. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, so this is on Opus, which is a Swedish label, and I've seen some other stuff on this, but nothing that to interest me. And this is from, I think, the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say on here, but it's early 80s. And what's cool about this is here it says, Dear Rochelle, the feeling I had making this record, joy and humble gratitude for the gift of love and life, is such a treat to treat to share with you. Sorry, love, Eric. So he wrote that. I guess he gave this to someone. I don't know if this is legit. No way of knowing, but why would someone write that on their record? It says, "Love Eric," and this is dated the 31st of August, 1981. This picture just kills me, the way they're just sitting there, like how stiff do they look. This is a very calming, peaceful record. So that was a cool find. I'm sure some of you know the label Opus, the Swedish label. What's next here? Champion Jack Dupree, piano player. And this is on the Archive of Folk Music kind of series, compilation. And this is, I picked up years back when I was first starting to collect records in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where my cousin's from, at Encore Recordings for $5. So, that was a good buy. This was one I inherited from my dad, another Big Bill Brownie, and another Archive of Folk Music. Just classic old blues compilation. Some electric blues here. This is a reissue on Stax, Albert King, Livewire, Blues Power. I wish I had not bought this because I've seen an original since, but I couldn't justify buying it again. But this one was one of the first kind of albums I bought as well in the first year of buying records, way back in 2008, 9 probably. So if you like Albert King, this is a good one to have. Killer set on Stax. And this is what 33 Tours, when they first used to have their labels, they would just have prices like that. Now they have the bigger ones, which you can grab here. I still have this. So what's awesome about this store, 33 Tours, is it's the only store I've ever seen do this. They have their price, they have the title, I feel like I'm yelling, and then they have the condition, what they've graded it, LP, as well as the sleeve. So it kind of justifies their price. And it's, I mean, you see some stores that will put the grading, but for both and printed like this, they do this for every record. Even the dollar records have a printed thing like this. And some of them will say tel quel or as is, you know, for the cheap ones. And they'll tell you the style of music, what it's classified under, which can help when you're digging through records and you don't know the album at all. It kind of gives you a sense of what it is. They tell you the record label, the release, the catalog number, as well as the country. And then they have a barcode. It's all in their system. So, which is nice. If you have looking for something, you can go in, ask them all their used stuff, and they have thousands and thousands and thousands of records. They can tell you if they have it or not. So if you're looking for something, you don't have to necessarily dig through everything because it would take you forever. And I know they have tons of records that aren't out on the floor as well. But back in the day, they just used to have this. So that's my little ramble about my Montreal record store. James, if you're watching, you know it's a kick-ass store. So if any of you come to Montreal, that's a spot to check out. It is Au 33 Tours on Mount Royal Street. Continuing through my blues LPs, this is another inheritance from my dad. Blind Lemon Jefferson, Master of the Blues, compilation volume 2, 1926 to 1929. This is some old stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, raw recordings. This sounds old, but it plays alright. It's one of the ones I salvaged from my dad's collection. It wasn't all warped. This one is dear to my heart. Sanitary and Brownie McGee. So, Sonny and Brownie. This is, I think, what might have caused them to break up or argue and, you know, split ways is going electric. I can't remember which one of them wanted to go electric. I think Sonny Terry maybe, and Brownie McGee didn't. I used to listen to this with my dad all the time, and I loved it. It's in a beautiful, beautiful album. This is super easy to find. So if you don't know this record, it doesn't look happy. Mean Mugging It. And then, if you don't have this, it's get it. Even if you don't love the blues, it's so soulful. The first song, which is the one I used to listen to with my dad all the time, is the cover of Curtis Mayfield's People Get Ready. And there's Sam Cooke, Bring It On Home to Me. Sail Away is a beautiful track. The Battle Is Over, but the War Goes On. Jesus Gonna Make It All Right. White Boy Lost in the Blues. Just some really moving songs, and not more soulful and not just like wailing away on the blues. I really enjoy this, so whether they agreed on it and loved it or not, I love this music. It's so much fun to listen to. So if you don't know that, check it out. And lastly, a couple compilations. This was a gift actually this summer, a friend of mine. So it's Blues Avalanche recorded live at the Montreux Jazz Festival, Switzerland. And it's just a compilation of different performances. It's a pretty cool cover. So you have Bo Diddley, Muddy Waters, Coco Taylor, T-Bone Walker, Willie Dixon. So you got all types of blues legends on here performing live. So that was a cool gift. It's always nice when someone shows up with a record for you. And this one is Great Bluesman Newport. So this is what I was talking about. Shaun mentioned, I think, made a comment about John Lee Hooker, Newport. And this is what I have from live Newport stuff. Great compilation. This is both of these are 2 LPs. And this has Robert Pete Williams, Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee, John Lee Hooker, Son House, who else? Lightning Hopkins, Skip James, Mississippi, John Hurt. So this is great stuff. This is on Vanguard. And this one was on, the other one I showed you was on Chess. So that's kind of it. Those aren't all my blues LPs, but that's kind of the older stuff that I have. I have a few other, some cheap stuff, but some still enjoyable music, but that's kind of the core of my small blues collection. It's probably not even half of my blues collection, but it's what I decided to pull out and show you guys. So that's it, one of my shorter videos. Really working on making these videos shorter, but I really struggle with that, so sorry if I ramble on, which I'm doing right now. But on the blues tip, vibing on the blues, NeedleGroove, Montreal, peace.